Okay, so on my last video, I talked about how I'm finally in the New Testament now. I'm reading the New Testament. I'm reading Matthew, and I was like, one thing I did not thought was gonna happen is just the amount of wisdom in the first couple pages of the New Testament. Jesus was gonna drop the amount of wisdom on me. I'm reading the Bible, the first couple pages of the New Testament. Like in the first couple pages of Matthew, the Sermon on the Mount, the love your enemies, the Jesus resisting the devil and teaching us how to resist the devil the same by reading the Word. All the amounts of wisdom of judge not and you will not be judged. Like, I was not ready for all this. Like, I did not expect for him to drop all this amount of wisdom on me this fast. Like, I thought it was going to be like over the course of a bunch of pages, over the course of chapters and stuff like that. But he's dropping all this stuff in the first couple pages of the New Testament. Like, that fast? Like, I did not know the temptations by the devil were that fast. I did not know that was like the first couple pages of the New Testament. I did not know that the Sermon on the Mount was like that early, like that fast. Like, holy crap. Like, bro, like, I just finished the Old Testament. I'm ready to finally go to the New Testament, and bro just drops the like an infinite amount of wisdom on me. Like, I really have to like read this, and I really have to like take note of it. I have to write it down in my notes. I have to write it down in the Bible. I have to highlight it. I have to do all these things, and then I have to write it down here. I have to write it down in my heart. Like, that is such an insane amount. Like, this Jesus has such an insane amount of wisdom that I don't think no human could ever really comprehend. Like, the amount of lessons. Like, Jesus is just him, bro. Jesus is him. He's the bro of homies.
Throughout history, I gotta put him up there. Bro of bros, bro. Bro of bros. I have to do it there. That's another title we're giving him.
He is him. He is the ultimate max aura. Bro is him. Like, bro's literally him. He's literally God in the flesh, bro. Like how does like that alone makes him higher than any human being ever. Like, the amount of aura that Jesus had and the amount of wisdom he was dropping, only God could have dropped this amount of wisdom, bro. Like, only God could like truly drop this amount of wisdom the way Jesus was dropping it. That's why I believe he's God and other things, but like the way that like he was just saying things, like I heard somebody else said this before. I was like, the way of like Jesus, he was the one speaking with authority. Like, he did not say, like, when he said, you have heard it be said, but he says, I say to you, I say it. Like, that's like correct. That's that, come on, bro. That's aura right there. Like, that right there shows why he's God. He's basically he's speaking with authority. He's speaking with one with authority. He's saying all these things. He's not just re-saying the Old Testament of like, you should not commit adultery or stuff like that. But he's saying, I say to you, you should not commit adultery. I say to you that if a man looks at a woman with lust, he already committed adultery with her in his heart. Like, he's saying these things like he commends it, you know. Like, he's not saying these things of like, hey, it would be really cool if you love your neighbor and your enemy. Like, I'm just saying, like, you should do that. Nah, he's not saying it like that. He's saying like, I'm telling you, love your enemy and love your neighbor. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not asking, I'm not suggesting it, I'm telling you. Like, that right there, that's authority. Like, only God can truly speak like that. Like, only God in the New Testament was truly the one that like commended people. Like, he was the one, like, whether it was the kings, whether it was Moses or the Israelites, he was the one that was like, you should not commit adultery. The 10 Commandments, you should not commit adultery, you should not steal, you should not murder, like that type of stuff. And then Jesus comes in the New Testament, he's basically doing the same thing. He's like saying, I say to you, you should not commit adultery. I say to you, love your enemies and love your neighbor. Like, come on, bro. That's a crazy amount of wisdom, bro. I can't even comprehend. The fact that Jesus literally told the winds, hey, calm down. And like the apostles were like, yo, like that's some freaky stuff right there. Like, who is this man? Like, they were scared. They were probably terrified of like, who is this man that even the winds listen to him? Like, come on, bro. That was just crazy. And there was something like I found very funny in the Bible was like when Jesus was like teaching stuff and he was like saying all these things, and then one verse is like, and the audience was just like in awe of him. That is just hilarious to me, because yeah, I would be in awe too, bro. I would be speechless if I heard Jesus saying all these things in front of me. I would be like, teacher, just I listen to you, teacher, my Lord, my God. Like, come on, bro. You would just kneel, you would praise, you would worship, and you would listen to everything he has to say. Like, that is the amount of aura and authority he had. Like, I'm literally only like in the first 12 chapters of Matthew, and in the first 12 chapters Jesus just drops the craziest amount of wisdom on you, and like knowledge and lessons and teachings, the way he heals people, the way people listen to him, the way people like, come on, bro. This was not an ordinary man. He's not an ordinary prophet either. Jesus is God, bro. Like, Jesus truly is God in the flesh. In Matthew even kind of says it a little bit of like, when the scribes or the Pharisees, I don't remember which ones, but they say of like, who could forgive sins if not God? But the thing is, like, they didn't say that. In the text it says, and Jesus, knowing in their hearts, this is how they felt. They didn't say to Jesus, who could forgive sins but God alone? No, that's how they were feeling inside. But Jesus knew how they were feeling. Come on, bro. Like what? Like, come on, bro. I saw it. Like, come on. And then like in the Old Testament, there are verses that say that only God knows the intents and the thoughts of men. Like, yeah. absolute bombshell. Like, I don't even, crazy, just amount of crazy, the amount of wisdom in these first like 12 chapters, bro. Like that's an insane amount of wisdom. Jesus is him, bro. Like, Jesus truly is him. New Testament, it's amazing. The first 12 chapters are incredible. It might already be my favorite book of the Bible, not gonna lie. Matthew, like, the way bro is just dropping this crazy amount of wisdom, it's incredible. Like, Jesus is him, bro. I don't even know what to say, but yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.